Welcome to week 5 of the Elestriad, where DistantCoder, representing Aeolus and the Wind Pantheon, is throwing down against Magnitude, representing Poseidon and the Water Pantheon. Coder is undefeated, and Magnitude still hasn't gotten his first win, so this is an interesting clash to say the least, but we've seen bigger upsets. Don't count out Magnitude just yet. In this video, these two casters are going to be opening up their next set of packs or decks, and then ultimately showcasing what they're bringing for their clash. If I'm a betting man, I would say Steve is probably opening more packs and struggling to find whatever it is he's been looking for this entire tournament, whereas Coder, I'm sure, has a very concise plan on how he's going to ultimately get to playoffs and try to dominate the other casters in various pantheons. Be sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and let me know who you guys got in this one. Let's take a look at what these two casters are opening this week.
What's up, my Nimbugs? It's your boy DistantCoder back again off of another fresh victory. 4-0 right now, and I'm ready to take on Magnitude next week. Now, I ain't gonna say much. I ain't gonna say anything. It's okay. The score I have is the score I have. The score Magnitude has is the score Magnitude has. It's okay. I will go into it with the mindset that my opponent is able to beat me, and my opponent is trying to beat me. So I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm gonna run it all in, because we do not give anyone chances. We don't give anyone chances, and we do not just assume we're going to win based on the fact that we have a substantially larger score than our opponent. We will respect all of our opponents, and we will give them the respect that they deserve, and we will challenge them equally.
Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, and conventional wisdom would tell you, it's Steve, open some pre-cons, man. Know what you're gonna pull before you continue with this effort in this tournament. And to that I say, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what I should do. I should absolutely open a pre-con. I should maybe open a starter deck to get some perhaps Gorgon's Gazes, maybe to introduce an element with a little more consistency. But that's not what I'm going to do. We got 6 more packs, guys, and if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I have gratuitous hand gestures. No face cam. No, it's inverted twice here. There. No face cam. And we let the fates dictate what's going to happen, because if we make a choice where we know what we're going to be getting and we still have performances like we've had this season, then I'm to blame. Then I'm to blame. But if we let the fates decide for us and we get, but for the sake of the editor, I'm not using any dirty or naughty words. So you can just kind of use your imagination for what that word was going to be that I was going to use. It definitely was a family-friendly word, for sure, without a doubt. There's absolutely no way it wasn't going to be. Let's open some cards today.
This week we are opening the Founders promos. The reason why I'm opening this is the same philosophy I've had since the very beginning of the Elestriad, and I think I've proven that this philosophy works pretty well. We're going for guaranteed pulls. Honestly, in this entire thing, there's a lot of cool cards in here. A ton of really cool cards if you guys are picking them up for yourselves. For me, with the amount of product that I've opened, I have most of the stuff in here, so I don't actually need a majority of the cards in here. But there is one card that I did pull in my booster packs that we get an additional copy of, and I can't wait to show it off once we get it. So let me show you guys the crazy stuff that we find in these Founder promos. Look at that. Pandison, cute little dude. Nice guy. Spark It, broken card, really strong. And there he is, the Viscerus. So if you guys don't know what Viscerus does, Viscerus gains 1 attack for every other Viscerus on the field, actually including itself, so not other, every Viscerus on the field. So if I run this guy out, he's a 5, essentially. And when he beats over an Elestral in battle, he gets to send out another Viscerus from my deck onto the field. That being said, I already have 1 copy that I pulled in my week 1 pack, so having this Viscerus will allow me to play 2 of them. Now, that's not as optimal as playing 3, but it's still really, really strong. So with 2 Viscerus, I will be able to run out 1 of them. So if I see 1, I see both, because if one beats over the other, the second one gets run out. It gets cast out in defense, which is fine. It's fine, even though he has tiny defense. It's okay. Worst case, it's a body. That's body blocking. I won't be taking any damage and stuff like that. So I think the Viscerus is going to be very, very strong. This is the main reason why I've opened this pack.
I've opened, I believe, 24 packs. I think I have 3 or 4 hollows, so we really should be getting some hollows soon. Here we go. We have Crackhead, Sluggle. Guys, I have pulled so many of those. Ignector, Warmite, Trident of Poseidon, Tsunami, Thunderbolt of Zeus, Majursa, and a Vipyro. We'll keep the spirits over there. So still, guys, the lack of hollows is starting to become alarming. It's going to make for one star-studded video whenever they all decide to hit. So we got Warmite, Crackhead, Sluggle, Typhlant, Smoltuga, Griffuse, Sparkit, Signetric, Equilinx, and Terralis. You know what? That's a solid pull there. I'm a big Equilinx guy. Here we go. We have Sorlet, Foloy Forest, Volcanic Forge, Atlantis, Mount Olympus, Signetric, Astrabit, Aeromare. Oh, okay, we got a hollow. I have a trillion of these with the starter deck. We got a hollow Aphoros, so we're getting somewhere. If I do use Aphoros, this is going to be the hollow one.
Now let's look through everything else. We got Sorlet, Astrabit, some cool rarity bumps, Circle the Sky, Warmite, Voltempest if ever I choose to pivot into Voltempest, Boombat, good card, Drataya, not really going to see much use, Foamy and Tadpole for good cards for Magnitude's deck, not for mine. Rumagem, good card that I'm really glad that I'm going to have. You'll see eventually why I'm happy to have this. The Ignector, the Bears, we have the Majursa at the end, and the cute little Hydrake boy, and the Chillalotl. So, for this week, only one card in here is going to see some use. However, some of these cards are going to be seeing use in later weeks, and we'll get to that when we get there. So for now, the primary reason I'm happy to open this is because I wanted to get the Viscerus, so I could have that pair of Visceruses to use in my deck. So let's get into deck building now.
Hold your Viscerus there, DistantCoder. We got to see what Magnitude's going to pull in his last couple packs as he continues to kind of define insanity, looking for whatever he's looking for. Will he get it? Let's find out.
We have Helios Chariot Ride. You know, let's put these down here because I'm getting the glare over there and it's not great. So Helios Chariot Ride, Earth Scout, Earthsmog, Earthseer, Ignector, Waspire, Kindleo, Cinder, okay, Hollow Water Spirit. I was about to say I pulled a trillion of these, but how again? If we use this, if I'm going to obviously swap out one of the spirits for the Hollow Spirit there, that's what I'm going to do. Clearly, there's no way I'm not going to do that. Let's go again. We got 2 hollows in a row, so I think we're getting there. Rumagem, Clovey, Necruff, Earth Scout. Oh, that card. Those cards went out there. Earthsmog, Sakurasaur, Barabog, Siracoon, and Pandora's Box Hollow. Great, but not probably something I'm going to use. Let's go again. Here we go, guys. This is the 6th pack. This is it right here. This is it. We're almost done with the box. We have Ampup, Elichick, Quackle, Jolton, Nimbug, Griffuse, Galaxy, Boom. I already pulled one of these. Why? This is just not great. And again, I added no Zaptor. So yeah, there's not really a lot that's I'm gonna be swapping out cosmetics here, but there's not really. Maybe maybe a Griffuse. No, it's not happening. That's just so. Well, I was right. They were all hollows. No, they were not all hollows. There were 4 hollows. So I believe every pack I'm about to open should be a hollow coming up, or most of them, I think. So, oh boy, we're almost at the time where I have to open non-booster packs, but we're gonna open booster packs until I can't open them anymore. So stay tuned. The show's got to go on, and by golly, it will go on. And as is tradition, I'm going to end the video with absolutely no prompting.
Magnitude being Magnitude, and rumor has it Poseidon has actually decided to step down from his role as the leader of the Water Pantheon because of his frustrations with Steve over the course of the Elestriad. I guess we'll have to find out if Aphrodite is going to take Poseidon's place as the head of the Water Pantheon in the future. With all that behind us, let's find out what DistantCoder is bringing for week 5. Most surely he's going to bring some heat. Let's take a look.
All right, I just got done with deck building. Ladies and gentlemen of Elestria, allow me to bestow upon you the power that is my week 5 deck list. Let me show you. This is some crazy stuff, never before seen. Actually, you've seen it before. A lot of it is very similar to what I played last week. I'm on 3 Hydrake. Crazy, never before seen. I'm back to 1 Twindra. Why? Because Magnitude doesn't play anything that threatens my Twindra, at least not from what I've seen, so I'm not too worried playing only the 1. I don't want to brick on multiples, and the Pantera. I always draw this guy, but it's okay. This week we won't draw it. I'm playing not 1, not 2, but 3 copies of Sorlet. Not 1, not 2, but 3 copies of Pegas. Now, this is my wind package. Sorlet and Pegas, just in general, good engines to have. Pegas to clear out some back row. Sorlet in order to deal with some of the weird cards that Magnitude might be on, such as the Mestachian, the Oystress, the Galaxy. Sorlet deals with all of those cards. So Sorlet, very, very good boy. He kicks some butt. Then 3 copies of Ashrabbit, 3 copies of Elichick for our Thunder Elestrals. These cards are just really good. They've proven themselves. They're some of the best cards in the entire game. A little bit of a difference. This week, I'm opting to not play the Tsunamis because I know Magnitude is on water. Therefore, I'm not going to put a card in my deck that's not going to have any purpose. So I've changed out the Tsunamis for a different water package, which is 3 copies of the Veritaqua, because this card is very, very strong into water Elestrals. So not only does it clear out a Foamy if the Foamy's in defense without letting it float, it'll also deal with stuff like Oystress, like the Mestachian, which are cards that you can get off of Foamy. So if I have an Elestral on board, and my opponent has a Foamy on board, and I run out the Veritaqua, then at that point I can beat over the Foamy and not have to fear whatever's going to come out. Veritaqua clears that card. No problem. And then the brand new boy, not 1, but 2 copies of the Viserys. This is a crazy combo, alright? I see one of them, I see both. Good card in general, it's going to go crazy. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Aeolus, 2 copies of Zeus to get off of the Elichick. Both of these cards are very toolboxy. I'm playing Nectar of the Gods this week over the Resting on Your Laurels. And the reason why is because I feel like the Resting on Your Laurels is probably never going to be live in this matchup. I don't think Magnitude is playing Poseidon. And Resting, I've found, is only really good against decks that run out those Divine Runes that like load up a crap ton of spirits underneath them. So because I don't think that's going to be happening in this matchup, I've swapped them out for the Nectar of the Gods. Otherwise, I would be playing Laurels. I don't think Nectar of the Gods is that crazy of a card. Still on 3 Ambrosia. Card's insane. And I've upped the Earthquake count from 2 to 3 this week. And also the reason why is because this deals with Foamy without letting it float. So good card in general. And then for our counter runes, we're playing 2 copies of Gorgon's Gaze, 2 copies of Shield of Achilles, and 2 copies of the Poison Tipped Arrow to round out the deck. Honestly, this deck would be good even in Constructed. Obviously, like 2 Viserys, you'd play 3 or something like that. But for the most part, I have 0 complaints about this deck. This deck is genuinely very, very crazy. However, the thing that's a little bit weird or sussy or whatever you want to call it about my deck is the spirit count that I'm playing. I'll explain it. I'm not playing the same spirit count as I did last week. I'm playing 8 copies of the Wind Spirit Lycoris. I'm playing 6 copies of the Thunder Spirit Zaptor. I'm playing 4 copies of the Earth Spirit Teratlis, and I'm playing 2 copies of the Water Spirit Leviathan. The reason for this is actually a little weird. So the wind, I've cut down on it a little bit, because I'm not playing the second Twindra, so it's not going to come up to use the Pantera line a second time. I can only go through it the one time, so because I'm not going to be able to use it twice, I'm just opting to play a couple less Wind Spirits in order to toolbox a little bit more. Now I'm playing 3 Earthquake and 2 Viserys with 4 Earth Spirits. That seems a little weird. The idea behind this is I want to be able to, at the very least, resolve 1 Earthquake and the Viserys line. There is a world where I resolve Earthquake twice, which I'd be very happy doing. I'm super content with that. And when you use the first Viserys with an Earth Spirit, you don't have to put an Earth Spirit off the second one that you're running out from your deck. So for that reason, I didn't feel like I needed more. I have Ambrosius to get these back should I ever need them. So I think 4 is going to be fine. The 6 Zaptor is just because we have a lot of really, really strong Thunder cards in our deck. Like the Elichick and the Ashrabbit are genuinely some of the more powerful cards in the deck. That in tandem with Zeus warrants playing a couple more of the Thunder Spirits. And the 2 Water Spirits, yes, they're for Veritaqua, but I can use these for pretty much anything. Specifically, the reason why is because if I use these, I play around the Tsunami. So that's the thing that's cool, is should I go through the entire Pantera line, I can guarantee you I'm never, ever, ever enchanting Pantera with 3 Wind Spirits. What I'm most likely going to be doing is I'll be running out Pantera with like 1 or 2 Wind Spirits and a Water Spirit, because the only out that I think Magnitude is going to have to it is either to shield it, which will cost him 4 Spirits, which is a lot, it's expensive, or Tsunami into Veritaqua and putting my Pantera to defense and then just attacking into it, destroying it with the Veritaqua. So that's why I'm going to be running it with the 2 Leviathan, because I am not running the kind of spirit count to allow me to use the Pantera effect if it's destroyed by card effect. So I'm never using that effect. So I'm just going to be running it with this, and I think everything's going to go great. I think it's going to be just peachy. It's going to be fine. We're going to kick some butt, and we're going to be 5-0 after this week, boys. It's going to go crazy. So with that being said, let's get into the game. Good luck, Magnitude. You're going to need it. Waha!
DistantCoder's deck is starting to look really spicy with those 3 Earthquakes. He's got the 2 Viscerus in there. He's got the Pantera strategy with some serious wind. And Magnitude, again, has his pulls from the booster box that he's going to try to build a deck with. So let's find out what Magnitude's bringing for Week 5.
Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, and welcome to the Week 5 deck builder. I had some more grandiose kind of introduction to make there, but honestly, the season has been pretty pitiful so far, so I don't know. I'm not sure I deserve it. You know, I definitely do appreciate all the fans that have been rooting for me in the comment sections. I know it's been a tough season, but it does not mean we're going to stop trying. I'm glad I didn't have a face cam there because I had some hair in my mouth, and I think I seamlessly got it out, and you didn't even realize it. In fact, if I didn't say anything, you would never even have known. So let's just pretend that never happened. So let's first look at what we're getting rid of, what we're adding, and then we'll have hopefully the editor do a slide transition, one of those old PowerPoint slide transitions, into what the actual full deck looks like. So again, love having an editor that'll never get old. The things I'm getting rid of are on the bottom. 3 Zaptor, 2 Thunderstorm, 1 Astrabbit, 1 Foaming, and unfortunately a Majesty's got to go. Every time I draw a Majesty, it's just at the worst possible time. Haven't been able to get it out. So let's try to, we're going to try to solve that doing other things. I got Elechick well, this is what I'm adding. I'll say what I'm adding, and then we'll get into the full deck profile, and I'll talk a little bit more about. I just want to get a better picture, or give you guys a better picture of the additions and the subtractions. So 3 Vipyro, I'm adding a Warmite, a Nekruff, a Kindleo, 1 more Atlantis, and 1 more Elechick. Now let's do a slide transition and show the full deck as it is. So after that slide transition that took no time at all on either end, let's look at the remaining deck. We'll go over the spirits first. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 water spirits, capped by that Altar Leviathan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wind spirits. That's 15 total. 1, 2 Zaptor, and 3 Vipyro, making 20. Public school math didn't fail me there. Let's go over the cards now. So the first thing you might notice, because I noticed it, obviously I built the deck, is I got 3 Atlantis. Now that might be a bit much, but it was the card I needed last time. Now obviously I gotta keep my hands in the frame for gratuitous hand motions. Obviously no 2 games are gonna follow the same script, but I'm getting run over pretty easily. So I need ways to kind of just boost the Elestrals that I have, and Atlantis is certainly a way to do that for me. So let's talk about what kind of additions. So I added Kindleo, target and destroy an Elestral for 2 fire. I'm only running 3 fire, so honestly, this is like an emergency kind of Kindleo backup. I can, circle the sky into it or something like that. But honestly, this is just kind of, oh man, that's why Boombat's here as well too. I have 3 Thunder Elestrals and obviously only 2 Thunder Spirits, but Boombat is emergency destruction, Nekruff, emergency destruction. But honestly, Astrabbit, at the very worst case, it can be, with a Water Spirit in Atlantis, it could be 6 defense, and it can kind of, maybe tank some hits. So I'm not really looking for Astrabbit's effect. It'd be nice to have it, but I don't really need it. I really like the 5 defense, though. Elechick, to maybe get a Poseidon out there, get Divine Rune, and Poseidon will allow me to obviously move around some more of my Water Spirits. And also, what it'll allow me to do is it'll move around the Water Spirits, but not only for the stat boosting effects, but also in case I want to do Tsunami something, it might benefit me to have a Water Spirit on a Nekruff instead of just the Fire Spirit for its ability, so I can not have that go into defense position or something along those lines. And maybe I need to just to remain unaffected by the Tsunami, I suppose. And honestly, Warmite is there. It's kind of, again, I'm kind of reacting to what happened last game. Maybe that's not the best idea because, obviously the last game's not going to go the same way. The next game's not going to go the same way the last game goes. But the common theme of this season is I've been just waiting to draw a card that I need, and I've just been getting run over kind of easily. So I'm looking for ways to mitigate that. And so in worst case, even with Nekruff, if I don't have a Fire Spirit on, I can get a Water Spirit with Atlantis. I got a 6 attack 1 drop. Astrabbit, a 6 defense 1 drop. So things like that are I'm looking for ways to kind of thin the deck a little bit, with Elestriad out there. But also, I'm looking for ways to kind of slow down. I'm assuming I'm just not going to be able to draw what I need right away. So I'm looking for ways to kind of slow down the opponent while that's happening. Obviously, I'm still majority water, so I got the 3 Sluggles to get those water spirits back. So I'm going to ideally paying for the colorless cards with the water spirits for the time being. Obviously if the game calls for it early on, I can get those back with Sluggle. But I'm hoping to kind of just take my own kind of 1-drop control, and I'm looking to do that. The effective Killing will be nice, the effective Necroth will be nice, but I'm not looking to correctly enchant those 2 if I don't have, that's not really why they're here. It's Ash Rabbitt's effect is phenomenal. But I'm totally fine and totally okay with having a 6 defense, 1-drop with Atlantis out there. So, guys, this is the deck that I have. I am just, I'm itching for a win. I really want to win. But I also want to, remain true to who I am. So no matter what happens at the end of this game, I'm opening the final 6 packs. Because I gotta let the fates decide. But I'm hoping to get a win here. And as is tradition, I'm going to end this video with just completely and totally abruptly, without any indication that it's going to be ending with any sort of trailing off of my speed.
I'll tell you what, Magnitude certainly has a deck full of Elestrals and other cards that he can use in this clash. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile from both Coder and Magnitude. Be sure to leave a comment down below who you think is going to win this one. Crazier things have happened. You never know. You got the 4-0 Coder versus the 0-4 Magnitude. This could be it. This could be the thing. This could be the time where Magnitude turns it around and ultimately comes out with victory. Find out tomorrow in the clash. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.